Every Thursday morning, a group of volunteers fill the community center in Wenatchee. They carry in hundreds of boxes filled with up to 60 pounds of food. They set up for the next 2 hours as hundreds of people line up outside. Tables are lined with different loaves of bread, potatoes, onions, canned food, and other non-perishable items. At 9 o'clock, they open the doors and more than 200 people walk through, picking up food for their families. This is the Wenatchee Food Bank. This is just one of 12 food banks located throughout Douglas and Chelan counties, each serving hundreds of people. For the past 10 years, Chris Creek and her husband have been running the Wenatchee Food Bank.
We're kind of like a little family here. We like each other, we have fun together, and most of my people are very compassionate in what we're doing. It feels just like a comfortable place to be in. We laugh with our people, we care about our people, and I think they feel that.
Food banks are open to the public and provide families and individuals with resources to bring food into their households.
The food bank is a supplement to supplement your food. It won't provide everything you need. They may still need food stamps and all of these different programs to provide everything that their family needs.
Okay, what did you get so far? Chicken and corn with pepper. Okay, thank you. Have a great week, y'all.
Like other food banks in the area, the Wenatchee Food Bank gets their food through the North Central Washington Food Distribution Center, which has been operated by the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council for the last 25 years.
These are all really small little food pantries. Most of them don't have a lot of storage. This is a warehouse that can store it. So twice a month, Second Harvest, Northwest Harvest, they come and deliver the food to the warehouse, and then that's how it gets out. But there's very little storage in any of these food banks, so we help them with however we can.
Agencies like Northwest Harvest and Second Harvest supply the distribution center with food, and the center distributes that food to the 12 local food banks.
From Monday through Friday, we're delivering to all of these places via truck. When we load the stuff on the truck, we palletize the stuff here in the warehouse. And then once we palletize the stuff, we take it out and we put it on the truck and strap it down, and we get to riding and take it there. And we unload it.
Chris is one of the 3 men who work in the distribution center. In 2015, the center delivered more than 1.1 million pounds of food. But the food banks never really know what they're going to get.
It's like a new week every week. It's a surprise because half the time we don't know what we're going to get. So we're surprised. We're like little kids with Christmas, and so are they. Oh, you have this today, or you have that way, because we don't know until he walks in with the sheets, and we all go, oh, we have this, and so they do and we do. So it's like a new experience every week, and we all enjoy it.
They can usually expect to get potatoes, onions, some kind of fruit, bread, and a variety of canned and boxed food items like spaghetti noodles and sauce. Depending on what they get and how much, the volunteers must decide how much each person can take home that week.
Sometimes they get 1 apple. Sometimes we have enough to give them 6 apples. Potatoes, onions, the same way. Sometimes we can give several. Sometimes there's only 1 to give. So it's can be a little frustrating that way. We need more food. We need more food coming in. We need money donations. It takes a lot to feed people. And what's going to happen to them if we don't step up and help. It could be any of us. We have to help.
Data collected by Community Action has found that 1 in 10 adults in the Wenatchee Valley face hunger, and 1 in 4 children. More than 82% of the children in K-12 school systems in Chelan and Douglas counties are eligible for free or reduced lunch. Creek makes a point to sympathize with everyone because she knows what it feels like to need support.
I was on welfare when I was a single parent, and I went through the food line and stuff. And there's no shame in it. It's a part of life. It's how you have to survive until you can get in a better place. And if you can't get in a better place, we're still here. I just want people to know that it's not, to look at it as, I know the word food bank. I know it's hard for some people who've not had to use it in the past. It's not a demeaning thing, and it's not a thing that should be looked at as a negative thing. Here we try to emphasize that, okay, it's just a fact. If you're hungry, you're hungry. You're hungry, we have food. We don't care. We don't know your situation, and most of the times, we don't ask. In fact, we don't ask when you come in. We don't care your situation. We just care that you're hungry and you need the food, and we want to help you as much as we can.
In 2014, 14% of households in the United States of America were faced with food insecurity. Food insecurity is the state of being without reliable access to sufficient amounts of affordable, nutritious food. In Washington state alone, 1 in 5 children live in a household that struggles to bring in food.
There's a lot of need. It can play out seasonally. It can just play out as a whole overall. And when it comes to children and hunger, it can really play into, because they're growing bodies have a lot of needs that differ from adults when it comes to nutrition and everything. And so this can impact performance in school. This can impact emotional well-being. So when you have children who are hungry, it's not good at all.
The food banks themselves face challenges. Rock Island Food Bank was rushed to find a place to distribute food after being told they could no longer use the building they were in.
It was very devastating when we was told we couldn't have our building anymore. So we all, the volunteers and me and Christy, and we went to battle. I told them, they said, "You're gone." And I said, "I don't think so. You don't shut the door on 900 to 1,000 people every Tuesday that need help." So with several meetings with the city council, and John Port volunteered to build us a little building, and that's as big as we could go because we had to have a movable building. And it's very inadequate, but it's a building, and we're helping people. So we're going to keep plugging along and see if we can't find bigger, better, or add on. So that's what our goal is.
Chicken legs, applesauce, and I got a couple more applesauce right here just for you.
But that doesn't stop them from giving out food every Tuesday morning.
Now I got spaghetti or tomato sauce. Like I tell everybody, rain or shine, it doesn't matter. Tuesday morning we'll be here. one way or the other. If I have to give it out of the back of my pickup truck, we will be here. So, yeah, we just keep working with it. And we got a couple of prospects maybe going come springtime. And you can just go ahead and take your pick out of here. We got some mac and cheese. We got some.
Gary Cheever has been working on feeding hungry people for the last 15 years.
We formed a board about a year and a half ago, and before we were just on emergency call where I'd meet people and give them a food box, and they'd just call me. And we were doing that like 7 days a week. But now that we have a board and we're set up here at the Methodist Church in Cashmere, and when we have our distribution days on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month.
The Cashmere Food Bank serves up to 50 families. Every other week, they build their food boxes in their small warehouse near downtown Cashmere.
We have kind of a list of what we should have in a box, and we try and stay to that list, and then anything else that comes in, we'll put it in the box. We have two size boxes, a larger one and a smaller one for single people. And depending on that, we know exactly what to put in a box. And like I say, we have miscellaneous things that we like to put in it too, that anything we can.
The Waterville Food Bank serves more than 70 families every other week. Kathy Perallo has been with the food bank for 14 years.
First as a volunteer, then as coordinator, and now director. And we've been in this particular building for almost 9 years. We were associated with one of the churches here in town, but then we've gone independent, and we were lucky to have the building changed over to us.
People are able to come in and choose from a variety of foods.
Often you can see the relaxation of families, mainly, when they have that extra support to eat. We are a service. We don't support them, but we supplement. And that supplement is really needed. For a lot of our clients, I think we are their only food source. And we try to keep that in mind as we disperse.
Many food banks don't ask for much information from their clients.
Because people are hungry and they're ashamed of it in our great land of wealth. And I really hate hearing people say they're poor when I know we have a land of wealth, but there are a lot of hungry people in this community. A lot of them being seniors. The idea of standing out there and lying to them is horrible, but they need the food enough that they will. And that's why I will fight to keep it open. The need is great, but it's silent.
The food banks are ran in such a way that it encourages people and builds confidence.
Some of the people that come in here, there are many different reasons, and we have everything from mental health issues to, somebody lost their job, to handicap, disabled issues. So I think that the food bank stands for an inclusive tolerance of a lot of different ways that people have to live their lives and stuff.
A lot of times poverty culture it can be shame-based and that sort of thing. And so there are times when you're working with people, building things like self-efficacy and their confidence and everything is very important. That's why the model that this food bank has and many other food banks have work towards that, because it's really the little things that help people.
With 1 in 7 people in Washington relying on food stamps, volunteer-ran food banks are just one way communities can help fight hunger.
There is pretty much a food bank open almost any day of the week here in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and all around Chelan and Douglas counties. I know there's food, it's just they don't give out enough. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you can give, a family of 4 can't live off of 1 pound of ground chicken for the week. So a lot of our clients go to different food banks, they try out different ones, whichever's close. It's a way to get more food in, and it kind of gets the staples, and then they can go and grocery shop and pick out a few other things and don't have to worry about trying to pick up the bread or the cereal or things like that.
In addition to the food banks, programs like Meals on Wheels and Summer Food and Fun all try to fight hunger. The most recent fundraiser from Community Action Council is the Empty Bowls fundraiser.
It's a national or global, rather, grassroots effort to where you paint a bowl, and sometimes you just go to the event and pick a bowl, and it's made by local artisans. Up in Leavenworth, they do a lot of handmade bowls and that kind of thing. And you go to a simple soup dinner and you learn about hunger and security in the community, and you take that bowl home as a sign that there are bowls in the community that are empty. Here in Wenatchee, we do community paintings, so community members can come in and paint a bowl.
After 4 community painting events, they have over 500 hand-painted bowls. All the money goes to the North Central Washington Food Distribution Center to help supply the 12 food banks.
So there's all of these groups that kind of work together to fight hunger in their communities, and it's an amazing thing to see. It's not really a competition, it's just about feeding folks and seeing to needs being taken care of.